Grab your big book, your pen, your highlighter, and notepad and get ready to hear and apply some of the solution from the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous through the experience, strength, and hope of Nikki M. To have a question addressed in a future episode of Noodle It Out with Nikki, please send an email to noodlewithnikki@gmail.com, and Nikki is spelled with 2 Ks. To get a more interactive experience with Nikki as she noodles out life and recovery questions using the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous, you can get a link to her weekly Noodle It Out with Nikki meeting held live on Zoom every Monday morning at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. The information to that meeting is in the show notes of this podcast. God morning, God afternoon, and God evening to all. My name is Justin B., and I'm the son of an all-powerful and all-loving God and a qualifying addict of multiple fellowships living in recovery. What a miracle, one day at a time. And I'm here with the intelligent agent, spearhead of God's ever-advancing creation, and my co-host, Nikki M. Nikki, please take a minute. Tell us a little bit about how you're feeling today.
Well, we only get a daily reprieve. Hi, I'm Nikki M., and I'm an intelligent agent spearhead and super grateful to be here. I woke up at 4 a.m. with heartburn. My neighbors invited me over, and, I think I can eat like normal people, and I'm not a real food addict. I'm probably a type 2, the kind they talk about on page 21, which says, for sufficient reason, my arthritis, I'm going to be 50 in 2 weeks. And so my arthritis kicks in. My butt's getting big. None of my clothes fit. Or even worse, my heartburn is out of control because I've been eating, my diet's been bad. It's just like consistent. And so for sufficient reason, I can stop and I will change my eating habits and focus on that because, listen, I'm here like nothing settling this heartburn this morning. And it's only through page 88, disciplined lifestyle that's going to change how I feel right now.
Man, heartburn's brutal stuff. Thanks for sharing that. Hopefully you had an enjoyable time with the neighbors, but let's jump into a few things here, Nikki. I'm going to introduce a little bit about RICO 12. I'm grateful to be the steward of the RICO 12 family of recovery resources. The Noodle It Out with Nikki podcast is one of those, as well as a Big Book Roundtable that we do every week, and the RICO 12 speaker meeting, which is our flagship, and RICO 12 shares. All of these are different podcasts and resources that are out there. There are more resources to come. We're grateful for any support that we get in order to help work our 12th step in this manner, in sharing this message with others and practicing these principles in all that we do. This project, called Noodle It Out with Nikki, is an exercise and deep dive into finding solutions to questions, issues, and things we encounter in everyday life, like, eating stuff that gives us heartburn or whatever else we encounter in our lives in the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous. We will bring a couple of questions from our own lives, from the lives of people we work with in recovery, and from the listening audience to the Big Book. Get your Big Book out, get ready to run around and make notes. We're going to have some good time swimming around through the Big Book here. Excuse me. Nikki, I'm going to come to you today with a question that's pertinent to me right now, and it's one that I've heard many, many times from sponsees that I'm working with and everything. I'm going to be going on vacation here this next week. I'm going and hiking in the mountains of Montana. I'm going to have zero cell phone coverage. I'm going to be off the grid completely. I'm going to go on vacation, dang it. And I want to take my recovery and leave it behind as I go on vacation and just enjoy myself. So tell me, what dangers are ahead? What things do I need to be aware of? Is this the right thing to do? Do I just need to take a break from everything in my life as I go on vacation?
Wow. I mean, I did not know this was comedy hour. Okay. This is really hilarious. I wanted to start here. Page 28. Okay. I love these questions because, Justin, I've done this. Remember, I live in Toronto, Canada. The man that God sent me, I did not swipe for this man that God sent me, lives in Luxembourg. We met on vacation in Cuba. This is not my dream. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? And I go to Luxembourg, a land I've never even heard of until I met him, and a country. And I think I can just do what other people do. So you sound like me right now. I mean, I'm looking at you and you're a man and I'm a woman and you sound like me. Here it is. Page 28 says, a new life has been given us, Justin, or if you prefer, a design for living that really works. Now, can you tell me what page your vacation is on? Because I don't think a page number in your Design for Living?
Nope, I can't specify a page number. No.
No, I didn't see you get a vacation. I actually saw, if we read it is on page 60 of your big book where it says step 12. See, Justin, you've had a spiritual awakening and you need one every day, just like you need a spiritual, like you need a shower every day to wake up in the morning, get that sleepy out of your eyes. You need a spiritual awakening. And you get this as a result of the steps you work all day, every day. And then it says you carry this message, okay, to addicts, to other addicts. And I don't know if you're going alone, but if you're around anybody and their life is run on self-will, there's a message to carry, because it says any life run on self-will can hardly be a success further down. But then here's the key word. It says, I know you both gonna have frogs in our Monday morning frogs in our throat. To practice these principles in all our affairs. Sir, do you see all your affairs? That means in all your affairs. That's your vacation.
Yeah, no, I see all my affairs in there, and I guess that does include my vacation. Absolutely.
I want to go deeper. I want to go to page 85, because this is how you're going to talk to your sponsor. And it's like me now, Nikki, because this is what I do: experience, strength, and hope. I go to Luxembourg, and my boyfriend's like, you are going to serve me, because it's true. I practice these principles. So he does not like my phone. He's not in this world. So I don't have my phone, except, as you know, for Noodle. And now for the Noodle podcast, I'll be using it. But other than that, I don't sponsor. That almost killed me when I was there for 2 months. I was there for 2 months, and I'm going to be moving there. So what, am I never going to sponsor again? No, this time we're having a serious talk again. Like, I can't do that. You know, I'm a radical faster, Justin, and I don't eat from Tuesday night. I quit eating, and I don't refeed until Thursday. So I spend about 40 hours not eating and in meditation and sponsoring, all these kind of godly things that I try and that I attempt to do. And I don't fast when I'm there. You know, I came home after 2 months, not only 15 pounds heavier, talk about heartburn every day. I couldn't bend my knuckles. The arthritis was crazy. And I think I can do what other people do. I don't smash the idea that I'm like another person. Page 30. You need to smash the idea every day, sir, that you're not like other people. You don't get a day off. You don't get a day off. Nikki, you don't get a day off. So I need to hear this, because I'm leaving August 16th to go to Luxembourg for the month. I'll be turning 50 there. And I have to remember, you will be fasting. Oh, can't we have a meal together, says Mr. Luxembourg. No, we can't. Not today, sir. And I have to can't I just not upon awakening, because I'm in the hills of the mountains? You better upon awaken for 2 hours instead of 1 hour. You understand where this goes. These are exact instructions, and it doesn't say you get a day off. I will take us to these, though, because you're talking about this, Justin, on page 85, where it says, it's easy to let up on a spiritual program of action. See, it's very easy, Justin, because you're going on vacation. Nikki, you're going to be away from your environment. You can just be like other people. No, you can't. It says, and rest on my laurels. Here's your warning, Justin. You are headed for trouble if you do. If you do what? If you rest on your laurels and think you're on vacation and let up on your spiritual program of action. Because addiction, alcohol, acting out, and for us, Justin, because we go right for our thinking is a subtle foe, because you're thinking. And I don't know if you're with your family on vacation and locked away. Those are tight times, because you can't just go and blot out your consciousness with the food, with the scrolling, with your work. You do deserve a vacation, but not a vacation from God. That's actually, how about this? Let me blow your mind. Maybe it's more of a step 11 thing for you. Because it says what you really have is a daily reprieve contingent on the maintenance. How do you maintain your spiritual condition? You improve your conscious contact. So every day, oh, there it is, Justin. We can have you come in right now. Why don't you read this sentence right there, please?
Okay. Every day is a day when we must carry the vision of God's will into all of our activities. How can I best serve thee? Thy will, not mine, be done. These are thoughts which must go with us constantly. We can exercise our willpower along this line all we wish. It is the proper use of the will.
Mr. B, Justin, what does constantly mean?
It means always. It continues going forever and ever. It needs to.
Well, the people in the back, email me and Justin and let me know and Justin know how it went when you took vacations. Because I'll just tell you, I came back like a lunatic. And I had problems when I was away because, I had some fellowship issues. You and I have talked about different things when I was away. And these things, because I can't have my phone, because I can't do what I normally do or even get into my controlling nature. And I'm just there powerless. I'm losing my mind, forgetting my real purpose was to go and serve the man I love. How about go and serve God? Page 63 says, and I read it on Noodle this morning, and everybody, please remember this. It says, but it's better to meet God alone than with those who might not understand. My boyfriend that God sent me lives for God, Justin, but he does not understand my 12-step program. You don't need those people, says my friend. No, yeah, I do. You don't understand, honey. The reason you have a relationship with me is because of these people. Does that make sense? Like, I can't leave. It's better for me to meet God alone. So then when I go there, it's like, relinquish the need to be right, Nikki. Why don't I practice some of these principles? Like God sitting on your tongue, like being absolutely interested in his life, which, he doesn't even have a job. He's retired. So it's like, what do you do? Well, he's interested in staring at the trees. I learned to love trees. You know what he does too? He loves to watch sunsets. So I learned to watch sunsets with him. Like, this guy's he's not perfect. Trust me. And so why don't you, I don't know who you're going with, but the people you're with, why don't you focus on serving them and being interested in them? Oh, I need a vacation. You don't get one. And I love you enough to tell you, you work for God.
And that's actually my follow-up question on this is the people I'm going with about 20 men and young men, like from between the ages of 14 and, well, the oldest is, I think, me, almost 50. and as far as I know, they're normies. They're muggles. They're not addicts, as far as I know. And so the hesitation in my mind is, how do I speak recovery? How do I live recovery without causing issues for myself or for them? And I'm asking this from a general place. I know what I'm going to do. I have my routine down that I'm going to do, but it's still, this is a question that I think many people have when they're going on vacation. How do I do this without outing myself as an addict? Any thoughts on that?
Absolutely. I have thoughts on that. And it's on page, where is it? On page 83. It says on page 83, the spiritual life is not a theory. Live it. So why don't you live it when you're there? Because on somewhere there, it's, further down on that paragraph, Justin, it's the second paragraph on page 83. We work out of the 4th edition, those who are listening. Our behavior will convince them more than your words. So you better, my dad's a Rastafarian, and we were talking about my pastor at church, and he's like, it's a Christ-like mind. Now, they don't believe in Christ as the savior in the Rasta community, but they certainly believe in a Christ mind. What does that mind look like? So we look at people. How do they behave? See where religious people are right. Well, you didn't see a radical Jew named Jesus. What did he do? He served. He actually washed the people's feet. Why don't you go around and wash people's feet? Seriously, and that's a metaphor. So what does that mean? Can I get your dishes? What would you guys like me to do? Show the 14-year-old boys how men show up. There's a real big concept. Don't co-sign anyone's bullshit. As God's people, it says it on this page too. As God's people, we stand on our feet. We don't crawl before anyone. So what does it say here? And then everyone's like, Nikki, this is for an amends. No, this is a lifestyle. We just talked about it. This is a lifestyle. So page 83 says, Justin should be sensible, tactful, considerate, and humble. There you go. Which means actually mind your business without being servile and awkward. I'm no good. No, you're a man. You're a man of God. You are, and we're in 2023. So people will say, I don't identify. Well, you're in the world to play the role God assigned. That's on page 68. And I'm looking at Justin. Now, number one, he doesn't look almost 50. But number two, you're a man and you stand, we've talked about this. You're a father, you're a husband. And how are you going to show up in this group of men? That's what you got to think. So it says right here, so we clean house And this is on page 83 still. And it says, you ask each morning in meditation that your creator show Justin the way of patience. So you're going to have to spend a lot of time earlier. Like I do like to go to these examples. If you look, Moses left his people and went into a bush to talk to him. Jesus left the guys and went for 40 days and 40 nights where he was tempted. You understand, this is really radical. Right?
Yeah,
Like it's I think in the Prophet Muhammad, because I'm just studying about it too. It's like, I think he went with his troops. He didn't just like send his troops out. He went with them. Like these are the type of people, like how are you going to show up? And yeah, something might happen. And then what do? You pause when you're agitated. You thank God that you have legs. Remember, it says page 119. We pause when resentful thoughts come. That dad, he's getting all nuts and saying things. He's getting all daddy on me. It's like, no, then we pause. Because this is your course, page 66. I mean, I could roll through a million instructions on here. Page 66, this is your course. You realize that the people who wrong you are spiritually sick, because on page 60, it says any life. It doesn't just say an addict's life. It doesn't say just an alcoholic's life. It says any life run on self-will can hardly be a success. But Nikki, I'm going on vacation with my Eat, Love, and Pray group. I'm going on with I'm going to go see the temple in Jerusalem or whatever it is. It's like even religious people get it wrong. Everybody gets it wrong if they're not connected to a power greater than themselves, wanting nothing in return. How can I best serve thee? Thy will, not mine, be done, says page 85. How can I best serve thee? Your will. And what's God's will? I don't know what God's will is, Nikki. I'm newly sobered. I'm going on this all-inclusive vacation. Is it helpful then? Because you have to be spiritually fit too. See, there's all this. We're doing the Karate Kid dance. Everybody remember that movie when Danielson, I always refer to it like, why Mr. Miyagi has me waxing on. You have to wax on and wax off because one day you're going to go on vacation with a group of men and they're going to eat your soul. And that's when the crane move comes in, Justin. So no, you don't get a day off. What happens? You follow the instructions of your big book. I would suggest making extra morning time. And then I would suggest breaking time. Muslims pray 5 times a day. Justin better break away from the 20 men and get to God 5 times a day. See where religious people are right. Make use of what they offer.
Love it. Yeah. Thank you so much, Nikki, for diving into this specific situation with me today. I'm grateful for the additional support in that and for the additional insights that you gave me because, I had and I have a plan moving into it, but all my plans and designs, what we say about those, but I do know what I'm going to do in those situations, or at least I've decided that.
Can I ask you what number 1 on your plan is? Sorry to interrupt, but what is number 1 on your plan? I want everybody listening, let's hear what Justin's number 1 plan and design is. I need to hear this.
Every morning is God time. I will be up, and I'm a morning person naturally anyways, but I will be up before everybody else, and I am going to go hike a ways away from the campsite, sit down under a tree, watch the sun come up, and spend time with God, and a journal that I will be writing stuff down on.
Okay, I'm going to dare to go deeper. That's a close answer, and it's great, and there's no right answer here. But every morning, I'm going to spend 24/7 with God, Nikki. Full stop. I don't want to hear just the morning. I don't want to hear just the afternoon, just the 5 times a day. And the reason I'm speaking this over you, Justin, is because I got to get serious about going to Luxembourg and that, all the things that come with that, a long distance relationship. This is not easy. Everybody knows I didn't wish for this. God had another plan. Oh, because I had plans and designs too for what my life should look like. It did not entail Europe and no one speaking English. You understand?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I have to really live for God. My plan when I go for this next month is to show the man I love what the face of God looks like every day. And that is not easy.
Is it worth it, Nikki?
That's a big yes. I'm so excited because the book also says that I do this with enthusiasm. You see, we don't do it with reluctancy. It says, let's just read this and maybe we can end this episode here too, Justin, where it says on page 15, my wife and I abandon ourselves with enthusiasm. Now you have a wife, but let's just talk about Justin and I right now. See, Justin and I are going to, he's going on vacation. This is not really vacation. This is my new life. Literally, I live between Canada and Luxembourg now, but it's like my fellow Justin and I, we abandon ourselves with enthusiasm, line out every day, all day, young people, every day, all day. Okay. To the idea of helping others, full stop, helping God's children to a solution. And it doesn't even matter if they have problems, just to a solution. And the solution is love, tolerance, patience. It's the St. Francis of Assisi, step 11 prayer, which you know, Justin, that we go there. See, we go to be, to understand rather than to be understood. That's why you're going. That's why I'm going. We're going to help we want to understand these people, God's people, rather than you got to get me, honey. Don't you know? You don't understand what being in Canada is like. And I get into you don't know what a woman, like, he doesn't need to understand what it's like to be me. I need to understand what it's like to be him. You need to understand what it's like to be that 14-year-old boy on the trip that's in 2023. You need to understand what it's like to be that man on that trip who's 32 and struggling with his wife, with his job, with his culture, with his everything. We are not in a fun time, everybody. I mean, it's a great time to be alive, but it's also like we don't indulge in the cynicism over the nations. But let's get honest here. We are in a time. We're just coming out of a pandemic. If you're listening to this in 2040, we're just coming out of a pandemic. We've been through some things, Justin. So let's go and live this design for living and show people what not only the face of God looks like, but what the big book looks like without using words.
Love it. Love it. Thank you, Nikki. And yes, I'm going to take that to heart. And I think my closing out phrase is one that was given to me from a mentor when I was about 21, who said, live your beliefs all your life, and when necessary, use words. Just live it. Don't worry about the words. Love it. Thank you so much, Nikki. Everybody keep coming back. It works when I work it. So work it. You are worth it.